Hey everybody, it's Legal Lion here, but before I get started, I'd like to encourage you to buy a $100 suit, even though this legal advice is supposed to be free and I'm supposed to be a lawyer who's making a lot of money. You can also try out foods.com, all of your delicious foods, and even though this advice is supposed to be free, 50% of my video will be just ads. So Legal Lions, unite! Okay, it's obviously a parody of Legal Eagle. I'm sorry, Legal Eagle, but I saw your video where you were making fun of people like me who were giving advice for free.
Because it's fun. This is why you should take legal advice from a YouTuber. Remember to like and subscribe and always brag about your crimes online.
Buddy, I'm a paralegal. I'm accredited to do this. I don't know where these accusations are coming from and why you decided to dress like me, but here I am, and I'm giving better advice. So let's talk today about seizing personal property. There we go. Now I look like right, Legal Eagle? So let's talk about seizing personal property. Now, in order to seize somebody's personal property, it is absolutely essential that you have an order from a judge, that you have a default judgment, that you have something on paper that states that this person owes money that is issued by a judge. Otherwise, what you're doing when you seize a person's property is you may be committing theft. You may be committing robbery. You may actually be committing a crime if you take somebody's property away and you don't have a default judgment. So just to be clear, I wouldn't want to record my crimes or anything, right, Legal Eagle?
Always brag about your crimes online and to the police.
If somebody is going to seize property, please make sure that you do it with the cooperation of the police department, the sheriff, the enforcement office, which we talked about actually in another video. If you'd like to learn more about the enforcement office and the garnishment process, you can check out this video right here in my palm. But today we're talking about seizing property. So again, in order to seize property, you need to know what property you're going to seize. This requires you to have a general understanding and idea of what types of assets this person has to seize to begin with. Now, what you want to do usually in this sort of circumstance, if you're very serious about recovering their assets, you'll want to hire a private investigator. This person will give you an index of some of the things that you can seize in a person's house. That may include things like money in bank accounts, audio hardware stuff like TVs, anime, manga, collectibles, antiques, books, especially collector's books, as first editions especially, computers, electronics, jewelry, musical instruments, property and land, or the interest in the property or land. Maybe you only own 5% of land. Well, they can seize that 5%. Stocks, bonds, and securities, vehicles, and also video game consoles. So those are some of the assets that may have value that you might want to consider seizing. There is a certain road to getting your money to begin with. And how this road starts is it starts with filing your pleading and filing all of the disclosure in your matter and having your trial win or having the person noted in default. That's phases 1 and 2. And what you're in right now, having won your money, is you're in phase 3 there. You're in the stage where you are recovering your money. That's enforcement, right? So garnishment, financial examinations, and seizure and sale of land, of personal property, of vehicles, ATVs, RVs. There's a whole plethora of things that you can seize. And so it's critical at this point in your case to contact a lawyer, a paralegal, or Resolve It to get some advice in your case and to get a very good idea of what you're going to be doing. Because if you miss a step when it comes to the affidavit for enforcement, if you miss a step with enforcement, you may miss out on your money and you may rely on that money for one reason or another. So it is absolutely critical that you contact somebody, especially the enforcement office. That'd be my first phone call. Call the enforcement office and make sure that they know about your case and that they know that you filed what you have filed. In order to effect a seizure and sale of personal assets, you will need to file an affidavit for enforcement. This describes the amount that is owed to you and the processes that you intend to take, that is, seizing their property, in order to recover that money in the first place. But I know I give such ridiculous advice in my silly little jacket, but you're still listening to me. There is an order of creditors that you need to be aware of when it comes to garnishment, when it comes to seizing personal property, when it comes to seizing land. And this crediting order depends on the importance of the creditor. So there are three types of creditors. There are guaranteed creditors. These are people like the government, student loans, or the Tax Court of Canada. When you owe people from the government money, they are guaranteed. They are the first people to be paid. If you owe child support, or the defendant owes child support, that's the first thing that they have to pay right off the bat. Then you have secured creditors. Basically, these are major institutions that have a guarantee because of the fact that you've signed some sort of negotiable instrument. So that means things like the bank, loan companies, your mortgage, things like that. They are secured creditors, and they come next after the government. And then, unfortunately, there's you, an unsecured creditor, a person who doesn't have any special status with the government or the statutes, that you aren't an institution, you aren't the government, but the person owes you money. And so you do have a stance with respect to all of the other creditors. The problem is, if the person owes money to many different creditors, if they owe on their mortgage, if they owe on their child support, and they owe a student loan, and they owe taxes, there's a lot of other people that are going to be ahead of you. And if you file a seizure of personal assets, some of those other people may get to seize those assets first. So you need to be aware of this. And again, it's a good time in your case, when you're collecting this money, when you rely on this money, to contact a lawyer, to contact a paralegal, or to just email Resolve It and to try and get a resolution for your case. So again, I know I'm not legal eagle or anything, but I'm Shawn Adams with Resolve It, and I hope I've helped you in your small claims case or in your dispute resolution case. And if you need me, ResolveItCanada at protonmail.com will help you in your case as much as we can. And oftentimes we don't charge for these services. They're being provided pro bono until at least the end of October. So get on it as soon as you can while you can get it pro bono, because the rates will go up starting in November, December, and also in January. So get pro bono while that service is available. It's available August, September, and October of every year. We're going to start doing that every year, a pro bono project. So get on that if you need help right now, and we will help you as much as we can. We have free videos, so stay subscribed so you never miss a thing. This is Shawn Adams from Resolve It. You can do it. All right, ready to break the law? All right, let's break the law now.